Um, we only got 10 minutes left. For the sake of Friday the 13th, I want to say this. What are you guys most afraid of? I'm gonna tell you you're claustrophobic. I'm gonna tell you what I am. I have megalophobia. Megalophobia. So I think that's what it's called. So I'm afraid losing my hair. You got that right. I'm afraid of huge, gigantic things. Megalophobia. I'm afraid of huge, gigantic things. And it doesn't even have to be a living thing. I mean, whales and stuff. Yes, I'm terrified. But I'm fear of Godzilla. Right. That's what he said. Let me tell you. Do you guys know Crown? Is it Crown Fountain? Crown Fountain in Chicago in Millennium Park. Do you guys remember Crown Fountain? I didn't know what Crown Fountain was. I knew they were building something, and I visited Chicago, and it was the most terrifying thing, one of the more terrifying experiences I've ever had. I'm afraid of Pac-Man or Ugas catching COVID before the fight. They are both around too many people in their videos without a mask on. Yeah. Crown Fountain is this big ass screen. And on that screen is images of faces. And the faces smile. And it's huge. And then it goes. And water comes out of the screen. And kids are playing in the water. Let me show you. That terrified. I mean, I'm terrified looking at that. That is terrifying. That scared the hell out of me. That scared the hell out of me. The face, this here scared the hell out. I could not get close to it. I was walking and the faces were making expressions and doing shit. And then, I couldn't believe the kids playing around it. I was terrified. Let me show you. So look at this thing. I don't even know where this is. But if I'm living in a city, a housing, and that is in the distance, foggy in the distance, I cannot mess with that. That is that is terrifying. I cannot be anywhere where there's some structure like that overlooking the city. I'm terrified of that. Like, I mean, I got the shakes right now. No, seriously though, I'm afraid of our future though, with all this COVID, and new laws being passed. I get it. Put in place also the emasculation of our gender. Real talk. Okay. Yeah, that is terrifying. So, and I'm going to tell you how I got this fear. I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old. Okay. And it all happened in one visit. I went to a zoo. And there used to be zoos that didn't have real animals. There were weird zoos, okay? I don't know what place I was, but there were some, I think it was like a circus. Maybe it wasn't a zoo. I can't remember. I was 4 years old. Maybe it was a circus or something. Anyway, I was 4. I didn't know what was going on. You standing too close to the elephant. So when you're small, you're just being held, your hands being held. And I was on like a field trip or something with my kindergarten class. And they give me a carrot. They gave me a carrot, and I'm looking at the carrot, and they say, stick your hand out. And I stick my hand out. I don't know what's going on. And I'm looking at the teacher and they say, look, and I look and bro, the biggest head. I know there's a few of you guys who heard this story. The biggest head ever grabbed the carrot and it had big eyelashes. It had horns. It was orange and black. You already know what I'm describing. And it just blinked and bit the carrot. I was like, and it lifted its head up. I look all the way up and it's this huge giraffe and the head goes up and I see the sun behind it. So it blasts off the sun. And I'm like, what? Ah! Yo, I lose my mind. I am terrified. Teachers are laughing. They think it's funny. I am struck with paralyzed in fear. I am done. And they take me further. It's already a wrap. That destroys me. I've never seen that thing before. Okay, I'm from the hood. We don't have giraffes. I've never seen that before. They take me down a little bit further. And there's another thing. They say, oh, look. So there's big rocks and there's a rail and you can look down and there's a body of water. They say, oh, look at the gorillas. You see the gorillas? And I'm like, and there are big giant shadows of 2 gorillas in the water. I'm looking like, what is that? There are huge, big, I'm like, get me out of it. I was like, get me out of here. I was a crying mess. And from then on, that's the black 2 sugars. From there on, Biz, are you afraid of, man, I don't know. You being nasty. You something wrong with you. You need to go get checked. I was terrified. From then on, I've been terrified of large structures and large things. ShowBizz, uppercut one time for facing your fears. Yeah. I face my fears a lot. I would go up to something and be like, yo, I got to face this. But it's terrible. Attack on Titan, Biz. Real talk. So that's my biggest fear. Let me ask you guys this. Just for the celebration of Friday the 13th. What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? Let's get some in the war room. What's the scariest movie you ever seen? Facts. That's what you got to do. Oh yeah, I go up to big giant structures and just stare at it, bro. Like, hey, look, I got to man up on that. How come you friends with Black Sun? That's my guy, man. I've known him since 6 years old. I'm mostly friends with him because he was one of the more violent looking kids I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, yo, I want to be his friend. Because I wanted to fight. I don't know what I was trying to do. Poltergeist, Exorcist, Borat, The Last House on the Left, Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street. I saw that at 6 years old. Now it's funny, but when you were a kid, Nightmare on Elm Street, that takes the cake. Exorcist, yeah, it's number 1. Biz, come to New York. I'm gonna take you to Tower. I've been there. Victory has defeated you. I swear. The Fifth Kind and or Exorcist. Blair Witch got you. There was only one thing, the ending of Blair Witch got me when the kid was in the corner. That got me. Hellraiser. He's probably the worst. Let me see. Clowns. Yeah, clowns get me too. Clowns. You know what gets me more than clowns? Mimes. When I was a kid and they were just like, I'm like, yo, talk. You got expressions out the ass. That used to kill me. Okay, if you say, I'm a clown, that messes with me too because you're grown. That messes with me now. If I see a grown man with a 5 o'clock shadow and a clown makeup talking about kids, I'm like, get away from him. Because The Conjuring 1. Yes, Lord. No, I guess nobody's seen Insidious, huh? Jeepers Creepers. How do you get those peepers? Huh? I'm Jeepers Creepers. The Ring and Chucky. Chucky gets you, huh? Never got me. The Ring, hell yeah, hell yeah. The Grudge got me too when I first saw it. The Birds, wow, you went back. Yeah. When I was a kid, Birds was scared. That was one of the scariest movies ever. That's ranked very high. The Strangers, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. My daughter, my wifey, Ms. Biz, Strangers had her in a movie. Every time they beat on the door, boom, 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 and she was like, "Yo, she hate loud things." If I can be next, I can look at her dead in her face and just scream. She'll slap me in the face. She cannot take when people get loud. So yeah, that Candyman, the music by itself was scary. Wrong Turn, yes, Lord. Psycho, yes, Lord. Norman. When I found out as a kid that she was dead and it was Norman the whole time playing both. Norman. Yes, mother. Dog, that is Norman. That is Fire in the Sky. Yeah. When he was dragging the dude, let me tell you something about Fire in the Sky real quick. I'm sorry, but that just sent me on a tangent. Did you guys see when Travis Walton, the guy that Fire in the Sky was based on, did you guys see when he was on Joe Rogan? Let me hit you with this story and then I'll leave. Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, that's especially woo-hoo. He put his thing between his legs. Woo-hoo. I'm like, what is wrong? Put some clothes on, you crazy maniac. Travis Walton. The movie was based on him being abducted, one of the more famous abductions. Did you guys see it? You saw it, BK? Let me tell you something, dude. That story he told was complete bullshit. The music from Tales from the Dark Side. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that was crazy. Human Cinema. Oh, that got you? Didn't get me. It didn't get me. This guy, number one, he could not describe in detail enough anything about the ship or anything. But the most ridiculous thing was when this guy said after he was abducted, when he was in the spaceship, let me tell you what this guy says. This guy says that it takes him a long time to gain consciousness because he was knocked out. And he says he was in so much pain, he felt like he was dying. Think about what he's saying. And he's waking up and it's taking him a long time to gain consciousness. And when he does, he sees 3 aliens surrounding him. Joe Rogan said, "Where were you?" He said, "I was laying on the table, an elevated table." He said, "Okay." He said, "Above me was a light fixture." Joe Rogan said, "Well, what did the light fixture look like?" He said, "It looked like that." He pointed at the light fixture in Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan's like, "You're talking about an alien species who can travel light years, right?" Hold on. World War Z, not scary, but had me on the edge. Yeah, you ain't lying. Has traveled light years, way advanced than us, but uses a light fixture. I understand light fixtures. I know why a light fixture looks the way it does, right? It holds bulbs, sometimes mini bulbs, sometimes one large bulb. It's attached to walls because of cords. So these things, and there's shades or whatever to shape the light, right? These things use something so barbaric to be something so advanced. But that's neither here nor there. He says he sees these 3 aliens. He barely touches one of them to get them away from him. You mean to tell me you wake up, you feel like you're dying, you're lethargic, you see 3 aliens, and you're not struck, paralyzed in fear. You're actually a gladiator. You push one. And it flies back because it's so weak into all of them like bowling pins. When Joe Rogan said, "What did they look like?" He said they were hairless with big eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Well, how big were the noses? Did they have nostrils? Did their eyes have eyelashes? Did the mouth, did it have lips? The skin, what kind of skin was it? Was it reptilian-like? What color was it? He had no description. ShowBizz, have you ever played scary games like from Darkness Live one? Yeah, oh yeah, bro, that would be lit. Yeah, I do the virtual reality stuff too. Bro, Biz, I ain't know you were such a horror movie buff. Man, I'm a lot of I'm actually how detailed and deep I think about boxing. I'm just a deep thinker, period. I read crazy books and I kind of expand out. So he didn't talk the description of the thing. He gets up, he jumps up off the table. He grabs a glass beaker. He reaches and grabs a glass beaker and uses it as a weapon, and he swings it at them. Wait a second. Joe Rogan said, how big was the beaker? What did it look like? He said, well, I was too focused on the aliens to examine the beaker. Okay, but you blindly reached back for the beaker. Was it attached to something? Was it rolling around the table? Why was it free? Why was it empty? It's glass? Fine. So he swings it at them. He's insane right now. So they go and get a humanoid alien to calm him down. That worked. And they went and got a human. Was it human? Humanoid? How human did it look? You mean to tell me that makes no sense? Did they deal with humans before? They don't. Do they not know how humans operate? Do they not know how strong humans are? If so, why wasn't he strapped down to the table? Why did he was just free on the table? That's like me getting a grizzly bear, knocking out a grizzly bear, bringing it to my living room, having my kids and everybody look at this grizzly bear, watch it wake up, and then be like, ah! And then go get another pet grizzly bear to calm it down. Makes zero sense. I've never been more disappointed in my life. And this is a guy who passed the lie detector test. Anyway, I just didn't believe it. Cannonball Holocaust. Oh my God. Killing the Room, Nick Cannon. Anywho, he's a great psychologist. I'm just saying. Children of the Corn. I grew up. Yeah, Children of the Corn. That was big. That was big. Paranormal Activity 1. I slept with the light on. Let me tell you something. Paranormal Activity 1 didn't get me at the movies. I'm going to tell you why it didn't get me at the movies. I knew quickly that they didn't have the budget to scare me. I knew quickly that they couldn't even build the monster. I knew that they were just setting up an eerie situation and then the camera goes off. I knew that. But here's the thing. It got me when I went home. When I was watching the movie, I'm like, nothing's going to happen, dog. They don't have the budget. Not for the first one. Right? So I'm like, oh, they're going to show a corner and then the room going to rattle and then nothing. The suspense. Oh, it's all suspense. When I talked myself out of it, I didn't even have suspense anymore. But when I went home, I was terrified. I was at home like, you know, when, you know, you turn in corners and you look behind you. I was on that at the crib. What is the scariest bet you have ever placed, Biz? The scariest bet was probably $5,000 on Conor McGregor to beat Dustin Poirier because I knew Dustin Poirier was going to win. I was like, I'm betting with my heart. I shouldn't do that. Though I bet more money on Lomachenko to beat Teofimo Lopez, I wasn't scared. I just knew Lomachenko was the better fighter. And then when I lost, I was like, when I was losing, like the first couple rounds, you guys saw the live stream. I'm like, I lost my money, bro. But the scariest bet was the $5,000 actually, when I knew I was going to lose that. For the community, hit the Tyson bell. You want to talk about scary? We can end it like this. Pet Cemetery. Oh my goodness, the guy on the bike. That was a beast move right there. But I'm gonna tell you who's worse than him. What's her name? Zale or Zella? What's her name? Rachel. I'm a twist your spine like mine. That chick. Rachel. Where are you, Rachel? Oh my God. Rachel. Brother. And she was on the bed and she woke up like when she went in that room and saw her sister on the bed. Oh my damn. And it was funny because I watched it with my brother. ShowBizz, a brother. If you're watching, I love you, boy. I'll never forget this. Spence and Bud, the next Sugar Ray, and Hagler. Not bad. I watched it with my brother, my middle brother, and he's such a guy that he can't show how scared he is. So we're watching that part, and she like, Rachel. And she gets up, and my brother, I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm terrified. My brother response is, then let's go then. Let's go then. I would have hit her. Hey, she stepped into that room. Is that Rachel? Is that you? Steps into the room. She's laying on the bed. I'm like this, like, oh my goodness. My brother go, then come on in. He's my time. Come on in. Why you snap? Why you snap, dog? She's on the TV. She's not here, dog. Well, bring your ass. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Texas Chainsaw, the original. Bro. What always got me about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, now we're going down a rabbit hole, but forget it. I mean, there's 600 people here. Y'all who's still here must want to hear it. What get me about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, or period, they always take out the strongest one. They always take out the alpha. Hereditary. Boy, that got me. Boy, I hate y'all for that one. When y'all told me to watch that, y'all said, yo, you gotta watch a show. I watched that thing at the beginning with the mom. I'm not gonna break it down. I'm not going to, for people, but with the mom, man, I never, when they showed it and then the music went boom, I was like, boom, like, bro, that full heart attack. But anywho, Leatherface always takes out the alpha. That's what scares me, because not to be, being cocky, but usually whoever I'm with, I'm the alpha. And most of the time I'm with my family, my little family, right? Not like me and my brothers and my mom and stuff, but I'm talking about me, the wifey, my kids. I'm always like the strong one, right? They ask me what I think, and I'm dad. Okay. So that always gets me, because they always take him out first. He'll be the most athletic. He can fight. He's the leader of the crew. And then all of a sudden, he hears something in the room, and it's like, boom, he get hit in the head, his feet. They drag him in the back, and all of a sudden, next time you see him, he's the face on Leatherface. Think about it. Leatherface always takes out the alpha, bro. He takes out the strongest one. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've had experience with ghosts, bro. But people would think I'm crazy. Okay, all right. So I'm not on that right now. Let me see. Have you seen Us and Get Out? Yep. Both. Well, Us, scary. Get Out was thought-provoking, right? Because as Black culture, that's the insight on what's been going on with Black culture. If you guys don't know this, and this is how we feel when it comes to Black culture. You had blackface, right? The minstrel shows, and back in the day, right? Pretending to be black in order to make people laugh and stuff like that. Fake lip injections and the twerking and all the stuff of our hip hop, and we feel so influential, right? And we've been copied. You see Jackie Wilson, you see Elvis Presley, right? Though Elvis Presley says himself, hey, Jackie Wilson, yes. Me and him, we worked together, and he showed me a lot of things. But we have that in our culture. So Get Out really impacted Black culture in particular. So with me, I'm looking at that like it was just very thought-provoking. And I think it opened up that conversation, which is great. to have that conversation or to have conversations, period. It's great. Not to be, I hate you and you hate me and kiss my, like that conversation sucks. But like a true conversation of, you know, how you feel about things. It opened that. So it was more thought provoking than anything. But it was it scary? Us was scary. Quiet Place. Yeah. If you want to have fun watching A Quiet Place, watch it with my kids. My kids talk all through that motherfucker. My kid's going to talk all through The Quiet Place, and it's going to work because you don't hear anything anyway because it's quiet the whole time. But my kids are just like, dummy, don't go there. Stop crying about it. Shh, shut up. You know the monster.